Okay, the final film I'm reviewing this week is Resident Evil Afterlife in 3D, and this is the fourth installment in the zombie apocalypse franchise based on Capcom's huge hit video game series. The original Resident Evil film was a very enjoyable action/horror adaptation. The plot was convoluted, but the focus was kept tight and ready. Whereas, a limited group of survivors escape from a zombie-infested, underground facility, and, twist at the end of the movie split the franchise from the video game source material, and of course went to over-the-top and unenjoyable subpar sequels that were to follow. However, there are slight improvements made with this film, and the fact that the 3D is actually quite enhancing here. It's quite fun to watch, and it made the film a little more enjoyable. And Mila Jovovich is hot, need I say more? Resident Evil Afterlife continues the story of Alice, of course, that being Jovovich, as she attempts to enact revenge on the franchise favorite Albert Wesker, played by Sean Roberts, and the Umbrella Corporation, bioengineering company responsible for this whole mess. Now, the first 45 minutes of the film are the equivalent to, Anderson taking a red pen to everything that made the previous Resident Evil installments, flattish and soulless, whatever. But a lot of more absurd threads, get purged into the story, and it settles into more of an manageable narrative, and that's the important thing here. Alice's investigation of Arcadia, a zombie-free zone where survivors attempt to rebuild human civilization, really plays well in this film too. Alice is reunited with Claire Redfield, played by Ali Larter. And of course we get other characters, of course, zombie bait, helpers, if you will. But, and again, they're pretty much just Hollywood characters. There's Bennett, Kim Coates, a smarmy movie producer. Kim Young, played by Norman Young, is Bennett, an over-eager intern. Crystal, played by Casey Barnfield, is an aspiring actress, and their leader, Luther West, is played by Boris Kodo, a star basketball player. They're part of the new crew here. They're not terrible characters, but rather they just build a film about people trying to survive in a zombie apocalypse. The film is finding ways, and most intense and sometimes idiotic ways, over the top, so to speak, to survive a zombie film. There really isn't much you can say about a film that hasn't been said already about some of the previous films. It's a video game movie on screen, but it's in an entertainment aspect. It didn't thrill me as much as Machete, or even entertain me as much, or even as much as the first film in this franchise. I still enjoyed watching it, and I still felt I got my money's worth. And this film does manage to build a better intrigue and more captivation than its two predecessors, and that was a winner for me. So Resident Evil Afterlife gets 3 stars out of 5, and that is it for this week's show. I will be right back next week with Easy A, starring Emma Stone and Amanda Bynes. Never Let Me Go with Keira Knightley and Carey Mulligan. The Town, starring Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner. Affleck also directed a horror movie called Devil, which looks kind of strange from the previews. Alpha and Omega, a new animated film that also features some of the last work from Dennis Hopper. And Jack Goes Boating, starring and directed by Philip Seymour Hoffman, and also The Virginity Hit. That is it for this week, and until then, I am Bill Chase, and I will be at the movies. Join the Facebook group, written up there, same name. Goodbye, everybody.